Hi, I decided to do a quick review of this LifeProof box for a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. It is only quick just because I came across a few reviews online and there were a few arguments about whether or not the case was any good. Generally speaking, I've been fairly happy with it. It's quite slim, unlike some of the OtterBoxes that I've had in the past, and it does seem quite robust. I have actually managed to have the phone only a day and it's dropped out of my pocket already. The reason I like this case, or the reason I bought it, is because it's one of the few that have a built-in screen protector, which is a bit like the old OtterBox Defenders, for example. The new OtterBoxes that tend not to have the built-in protector, but they come with some glass protector that you can apply on top. So I saw a few bad reviews of that, so I went for this case. But the issue I've noticed is that you basically have a lot of gap between the screen protector and the screen itself. So that's noticeable by this kind of warping effect. And if I press the screen at the bottom, you see still warp at the top of the screen. If I press it in the middle, then you get basically all over the place. And it's particularly bad at the edges. I think it's actually worse on this edge. But you can see the indentation that occurs and the lifting, and that's a bit of a challenge because it means that when you're using the phone, I can show a quick example. If I power it on, yeah, so if I go to the web, I was looking at some news before. If I press it in the center, so if I press hard in the center, then I get a good response. If I press lightly, then it's a bit haphazard. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you can see it's not working now, but then it works, and so on. If I do it at the edges, yeah, again, the same kind of thing really, but you can see I am touching the surface there, and the sensitivity is quite poor and unreliable. And of course, that also exhibits itself as a problem with this case when you try to use this sidebar. So again, I'm touching the screen when I do this. But I'm not actually getting the sidebar to pop up. There we go. If I press it hard enough, I get it. But you do have to press really hard. That's kind of a challenge. The problem with pressing hard like this is, if I do it a few times, you get some odd results. The phone, for example, interprets it in many different ways. So sometimes you get the sidebar up, sometimes you make the phone think that you've actually done this pinch action on the home screen, and sometimes you can do that pinch action on the home screen and it doesn't recognise it at all because of the movement in the case protector. Now, if this was a cheapo £10 case off Amazon or eBay, then probably I'd accept it. But this was €80 or so. I bought it on my way through Norway. That's not cheap. You expect more or less perfection for that type of money, I think. And don't get me wrong, otherwise it is a nice case. It seems to be pretty robust, and the fingerprint sensor works. I've taken some pictures with the camera and they've been pretty good. But this screen protector is actually quite terrible, and I tend to agree with the folks who are saying that the screen protector is quite a problem for this case. So I hope that's helpful for some people. No doubt I'll be having a chat with LifeProof themselves to see if there's any workaround or fix for it, and if I come up with anything, I'll post something else. Hope it's useful. Bye.